They're coming to get you, Barbara. Hi, this is Trey Passer. It's Saturday, and since it's Saturday, it's my day on the Horoscope 101 channel. And since it's Saturday, and this week is Zombie Week, so the movie that I review for this week will be, of course, a horror classic, Night of the Living Dead, directed by George Romero. Okay, this movie was made in 1968, black and white, uh, made on low budget for about $114,000. And this basically is the story of people basically zombies spring up out of nowhere, and these people, the story of these people trapped in a house, and their basic survival in a house that slowly gets, gets attacked by zombies coming out of nowhere. Now, this movie, of course, is a horror classic, and I remember seeing this movie as a little kid, and particularly I remember this one scene. I think this is the first zombie movie that I saw. I particularly remember one scene that, let's say without spoiling, that involves a little eating of, okay? Let's just leave it at that, a little eating, okay? And I remember that because of that scene, and of course because it was filmed in black and white, okay? And this movie, like I said, it's real. Like I said, it's a basic story of survival of people trapped. These different people that come together in a farmhouse from various different places, but they all converge on this abandoned house, and basically their survival. Trying to keep the zombies out, and their ability to try to survive, and their interactions with each other, which is really good. And that's what makes this movie, I think, good for the low budget that it is. That it is a good character story, but these various different characters who basically, and their interactions, and like I said, they're trying to survive these zombies, okay, which they have no idea, how they sprung up. And there's a certain cast of characters in it. This Ben, who I think is the hero of the piece, and then you have Barbara, okay, and then you have Harry, and she's like, I guess she would be technically the lead female, although I think she plays more of a supporting role in this movie. And then you have Harry, he's the older gentleman, his wife Helen. Then you have Tom, his girl Judy, and then you have their Harry and Helen's daughter Karen. Okay, and then basically, like I said, they're in the house interacting with each other. They're trying to figure out what's going on. They're listening on they're listening to a radio at first, and then they're listening to watch a TV broadcast, and where the public is is trying to explain. Basically, you hear the announcers saying that all of a sudden we're having this mass murders where basically the dead come back to life and they're attacking the living. Okay, and like I said, the people in the house, their interactions with each other, and that's a good kind of a character story of human nature, of how people react in a crisis, too. I think that's another good point that makes this movie good and stuff. And then, of course, the zombies themselves, okay, and which is always good. These zombies, I think these zombies for the most part are pretty slow. Although I think that one zombie, the first zombie you see, kind of moves kind of spry. But this is just a classic movie, and actually, like I said, one of my favorites. And I'd actually like to really watch it, revisiting this one, because like I said, and this version of which I picked up actually, like I think in a bodega that had movies like in a rack, and I paid like $6 for this. But this has a ton of special features and stuff on this. Trailers, TV spots, commentary by the director and the entire cast, film parodies, video interview, Night of the Living Dead, final interview with the star Dwayne Jones. They have a nice audio interview with him. And like I said, Dwayne Jones, he's like the lead character, Ben, and also the ending part of this. Well, I'll spoil it. I won't tell you that. I was getting ready to tell you the ending, but I won't tell you that. But this movie, I would definitely recommend, like I said, because even though it's low budget, and that doesn't rely on blood and guts that much. It's just basically the horror of the situation and the interactions between the characters in the house, which are some of the really good interactions, which I don't want to spoil, but just really good interactions between the characters in the house and stuff. And I think they had competent actors too. This is not where you have people that are really horrible actors. I think the actors in this movie actually were pretty good. Okay, and it's just a really, really fun ride. And like I said, so I think it's about 96 minutes. Like I said, it moves briskly and it's nice action, pace, and the tension. And then, of course, you're wondering who's going to survive and who's not going to survive. That's what makes it good. And this movie is a little bit of trivia. This movie is in the public domain, which means because I think the distributor at the time he screwed up with the copyright on the prints because I think they said that they changed the because I think it had a different title first, and then when they switched it over to yeah, I think this movie was originally called Night of the Flesh Eaters. Okay, and then when the distributor was supposed to change the title to Night of the Living Dead, he didn't put that copyright in there. So of course this make this movie public domain, which means anybody can any distributor can distribute it, which really cut into the profits completely. Make George Romero couldn't enjoy the profits, which is a shame. Because this is a really good horror classic, and there were of course a number of sequels. Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead. Okay, which are really good movies. But I really love the original Night of the Living Dead, and I didn't realize until recently that it was the color version. I don't think I ever saw the colorized version. I was just watching on YouTube a little the color version. But I think the black and white works for this movie. Okay, so but definitely recommend you go see this movie. It's definitely worth checking out. It's just a horror classic, and I didn't even know when DVD Collector 1974 that it was a Night of the Living Dead animated version of it. But that just goes to go ahead and show you that there was, like I said, since this movie's in the public domain, anybody can distribute this movie. So I guess that the people that distributed that movie could do it because this is in the public domain. But definitely see the original Night of the Living Dead. Definitely a good horror movie and a good zombie movie and a good drama. Okay, of course, everything that happens inside that house, which is you have good interactions between the people in the house. Okay, which I absolutely. So this is, like I said, this is I think the first zombie movie that I ever saw. Okay, so definitely recommend it. Okay, so tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow is Kayla Jarrett's Day. Okay, and Monday again we start again. Okay, with DVD Collector 1974. Okay, so let me know what you think. Have you seen this horror classic? I definitely highly recommend it. And this is Trey Passer saying so long and take care.